Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick and I'm a top plotter in TradingView with over 190k reputation points. And in this video, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for a potential move on this pair. Now, how will I be doing that? As usual, first I will be analyzing the pair from a technical perspective, then we will go and see what we have when it comes to the order flow, so the commitment of traders, which is what hedge funds and the non-commercials, so the biggest speculators in the market, are doing. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight to the charts. In today's video, I will be speaking about Euro AUD because at the moment we do have quite interesting price action on it, so let's get straight into it. Now, starting here on the monthly, what we can see is that the market had created this overextended M pattern. Now, in general, after the creation of an overextended M pattern, what we want to see is the market create a move to the upside to go and complete the pattern at the previous support turned resistance. So from a monthly perspective, we could expect more potential bullish price action and a completion at this neckline. Dropping down on the weekly, what do we see? Now, on the weekly time frame, we can clearly see how at the moment we are testing and rejecting previous weekly resistance turned support. In fact, if we look a little bit more closely, what we can see is that from here, the market started this rejection to the upside. We then had the break lower. After the break, previous support was turned resistance. However, we have now broken once again above this resistance. So this previous resistance is now turned support. The market has already tested it and started to reject it to the upside. And in a situation like this, considering that the nearest previous support turned resistance, looking left, would appear to be around this area, it seems like there is definitely a room for some more bullish continuation. Going down on the daily, what do we see? Now here on the daily time frame, we spoke about Euro AUD after the market created this overextended W when the market was around this area, and made a full breakdown explaining all the reasons for which we expected the market to create this rejection to the downside. Now the market has created that move, and by the way, I will link in the description this previous analysis so you can go and check it out for more free education. However, what we can see is that now that the market has created that correction, we have also retraced to the 0.32 of the Fibonacci taken on the daily impulse. Now this 0.32, which was our downside target, was also lining up with previous resistance turned support, creating a very strong confluence of support around this area that we could expect the market to test once again and then potentially to reject to the upside, completing this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if we go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders, so the COT data, which is what the non-commercials, so the biggest speculators in the market are doing, and we check the data for the euro. On the euro, we can see how lately net positions have been dropping. We went from having 39 to minus 6k net positions, with 14k short added with the last report and 14.5k longs getting closed. So the euro at the moment would appear to be quite bearish. Now, if we go and see what we have on the AUD, however, we can see how the AUD, even though it has been increasing its net positions, in the very short term, we have seen a slight decrease in net positioning, with 700 shorts getting added and 100 longs getting closed. Now, considering that in the long term, the trend of the euro getting weak is quite clear, even if you have a bearish trend, this doesn't mean that you're not supposed to have some corrections. In fact, we can see how along the way the market has created multiple corrections. And at the moment, we are inside of one of those corrections. So some short-term strength could still be a possibility before then seeing more continuation to the downside. The AUD, we have already seen that we had hundreds of shorts getting added and longs getting closed, which does make the AUD a little bit weaker. So a weak AUD and a short-term strong euro is exactly what we need for the completion of this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. So how we could be approaching this situation? Now, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily combined with the COT data, those are the best time frames from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best timeframes are the intraday timeframes, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what we could be doing is monitoring price actions from an intraday perspective during this move to the downside, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bearish market as we would have to an intraday bullish market. And if the market would shift from an intraday bearish to bullish market and provide to us one of our valid entries at that point, we could be looking for this potential move to the upside for the market to complete the pattern, which is basically this impulse, correction, and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if you don't know what I'm speaking about when I say market environment shift and valid entries, that is all part of the mentorship program, which you can access now completely for free. The link, in fact, is in the description, and I really suggest that you go and check it out. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free education analysis for all of you, because obviously it helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I will see you in my next video.